Yes, we apologize for the technical glitch. So all of us know that the facts are that the total confirmed cases of COVID-19 has passed 233 million, and that is about 3% of the world as of 5 by 54 CEST on the 1st of October 2021, including 4 million confirmed deaths. And Healthline.com states that new COVID cases have risen to more than 150 per day in the United States, and an average population increase per day is 174,000, almost 175,000 per day. And so the rate of those getting infected is almost on an average rate of the population growth. And the status quo world population is sitting 70 years. That's only 3 generations ahead. The total confirmed COVID-19 cases is 3% of the population and is rising daily at all times. And the vaccination not known to be the solution available at any time for the world. And an average death per day is 126,000 and 1,026,500, which is at 0.562% of the world, and an average death per year is 44 million plus, and it's growing each year. And if we say, just for our understanding, that the population growth per day and the death rate is moving at the same rate, we are looking at human civilization decline in the next 3 generations.
And we need a solution that works globally across all national policies. We've seen that the COVID-19 pandemic has affected people all over the world, whether in America, Europe, Southeast Asia, Western Africa, Eastern Mediterranean, Africa, all over the world. People that have been affected with COVID-19 at various rates, but it is still plaguing the entire globe. So we need a solution for all national policies.
And according to the United Nations, a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to rise, and the window to slow or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing.
So it is not just COVID-19 that has been affecting the world, but we've seen so many natural disasters, natural calamities, floods, storms, fires that have been affecting the globe and causing so much suffering across the globe. And the Supreme Council of Hinduism had warned that it is not just the COVID-19 pandemic that will be affecting people, but even many natural calamities that will be affecting people during this Pralaya. And we've already seen that. And unfortunately, this is due to the global climate change crisis that we've experienced and that has been worsening over the last several years. And there have been measures taken, so not only natural calamities and the COVID pandemic, but many other things have been affecting us. People have been attempting to protect through quarantine measures, through local government guidelines, regulations, but our very survival needs, like food, clothes, shelter, and especially the less privileged are affected most at this time when resources are limited and people are not having the basic needs, and where we're not able to even provide the basic needs like food, clothes, shelter, and bereavement, isolation, loss of income, fear are all triggering mental health conditions that have been exacerbated since the beginning of the pandemic. And many people may be facing increased levels of alcohol and drug use, insomnia, and anxiety during this time.
So what is the karma that caused COVID-19? In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, 4th Adhyaya, 4th Brahmana, 5th mantra, it defines karma as in a verse and says, Yatakari yatachari tata bhavati sadhukari sadhu bhavati papakari papi bhavati punya punyena karmana bhavati papa papena. And the translation is, as it does it and acts, so it becomes by doing good. It becomes good, and by doing evil, it becomes evil. It becomes virtuous to good acts and vicious to evil acts. And 83% of wild mammals have become extinct, stopping the idea that whole planet Earth belongs to a human race.
So it is our greed, and we've forgotten that we need to share with the world. Let us set a trend of moving to nature-based lifestyle. Let's stop torturing animals and killing animals. Let's drop this idea that planet Earth is exclusively for humans. And let us set a trend of moving towards nature-based lifestyle. Let's stop torturing animals and share Mother Earth with all of the beings.
So now, let us see the solution for all of these sufferings that Swamiji is giving to the world. What is the solution to get out of this pralaya? So one of the things that Swamiji is giving the entire world, the supreme point of Hinduism is gifting to the entire world, is the science of power manifestation. We all just saw what is the science of power manifestation, how it works. So now let us see a live demonstration of the power of third eye, which is one of the pure and great sciences that Swamiji is gifting to the world throughout the years. So we have the Balasans of Nithyananda Gurukul demonstrating the live demonstration of the powers of third eye. Yes, Nithyananda my yoga prana.
Yes, Nithyananda. Thank you so much, Mamadura. And yes, so all of you are now going to be witnessing the live demonstration of the power of third eye. So as all of you can see, I have the medically tested eye band with me. In front is a complete opaque sheet, and behind is a thick sponge. All of you can see that there's no gap between the sponge and the opaque sheet, and there is no possible way of light entering. So now I'm going to be placing this eye band on Ma Kaladhara's eyes, and she's going to be demonstrating this extraordinary shot. So I'm unstrapping the eye band in front of all of you and placing it on the lens.
Ma, have you sent the maid?
Yes. Ma Kaladhara, are you comfortable? Yes. 6 o'clock. Yes, I request you to turn to your right, left, up, and down. So now all of you can see that there's no gap in between her eyes and the eye band. I request the YouTube comments to now be projected. Yes, I request all of you to go ahead and start posting any comments you want. You can post numbers, letters, pictures, images, emojis, anything you want in the Kailasa'S HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, and Ma Kaladhara will be reading it live for all of you. So please go ahead and start posting. Yes, Makalandra, you can go ahead.
Yes. So MAILEKALAHIKI has posted a pink Namaste emoji and a pink color heart emoji with 5 diamonds on it, and a pink color hibiscus, and another pink color heart with 5 diamonds on it. And she has written ALOHA.
So that was a beautiful demonstration of the power of third eye. It's all of you saw. Ma Kaladra was able to read Ma Meli's comment exactly and accurately without any mistake. She was able to describe the emojis and perfectly read whatever was on the screen. Beautiful. That was an amazing demonstration of the power of third eye. So now I'm going to be removing the eye band of Ma Kaladra. See that the eye band is intact and that there's no gap or difference between the eye band. Yes. So that was a beautiful demonstration of the power of third eye. And we are going to be continuing with the next segment. Mamadra will again be joining us. Yes, we're going to be having Ma Madhura joining with us soon, and we'll be continuing with the next segment. Yes, Nithyananda Ma Madhura. Yes, Nithyananda Ma Madhura, you can go ahead.
Yes, thank you, my yoga friend. So that was a wonderful demonstration of the powers of third eye that all of us just saw, which is one of the solutions that the Supreme Point of Hinduism, Devi Parashakti, and Devi Parashakti has come down in the form of Supreme Point of Hinduism, is providing the world to as the permanent solution for the pandemic. So as for Hinduism, the purpose of the world and the primary principle of the universe is let us all coexist and celebrate our life. Ahimsa paramo dharma, which is the meaning is non-violence is the ultimate natural law of life.
Let us stop all the actions from anger, lust, greed, pride, jealousy, delusion. The Hindu lifestyle of apigraha, asteya, and ahimsa, the lifestyle of non-stealing, living with minimal things and non-violence. This is the solution for all of the anger, greed, lust, pride, jealousy, and delusion.
And in every crisis that humanity faces, Hinduism has found solutions. Hinduism is the religion that has seen at least 5 complete wipeouts of planet, and the wiping out of the civilization. And we have the knowledge, and we have recorded and documented every time when the civilization was wiped out and how we have rebuilt it.
So let us look at some of the examples of in our Hindu history when the civilization was wiped out and Hinduism rebuilt it. Bhagavan Vishnu incarnated to bring the Vedas and Agamas back from the dark energy during the manifestation of the universe in the form of the fish Matsyavatara and landed on the planet Earth to give it to Lord Brahma. After the great deluge, Bhagavan Vishnu brought Manu's boat and the Vedagamas, the whole thing, and restarted the civilization. That is why the Pandya kingdom, the earliest kingdom, has a fish as their emblem. The Karaikal is the place where the boat was brought to land by the Matsyavatara. From there, the whole Pandya civilization started. And during King Ravana's reign, 7 core people were held under his reign. Bhagavan Ramachandra Prabhu incarnated to save the 54 deshas from the evil reign of the king. This is detailed in the Ramayana. And King Duryodhana almost led the world to nuclear disaster, nuclear collapse. And Bhagavan Sri Krishna incarnated to end this apocalypse. And this is detailed in the epic poem, the Mahabharata. And finally, Bhagavan Mahadeva himself protected the sacred city of Varanasi. And he promised, I will hold these people, protect them, even during the Pralaya, even when the whole world is destroyed during the Great Deluge. I will hold everyone in the tip of my Trishula.
And in the Upanishads, the rishis celebrate the happening of the incarnations who come down to liberate people from crisis. And it is revealed in the Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 3, Bhriguvali, section 10. So here the rishis sing and dance in ecstasy of enlightenment and Kundalini awakening, and they sing, ha, 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 ahamannam, 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 ahamannado, ahamannado, ahamannadaha, ahaggisho, kagridahaggisho, kagridahaggisho, kagrite.
The ultimate consciousness happens again and again as Acharya, as Guru, and ultimately as incarnation. Paramashiva reaching out to liberate people, to liberate the individual soul from bondages through knowledge is Acharya. Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls to liberate them from the bondages through initiation is called Shaktipada and Shaktinipada as Guru. And Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls and intervening in their karmas, altering it, reducing it, and even deleting it completely, and completing and changing the happenings of the past, present, and future is Leela. And the manifestation who does all of these Leelas are the incarnation.
And in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna promises, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam shrujam. Which means, whenever there is a decline in individual consciousness, the collective unconscious, to establish the righteousness of eternal consciousness, the science of eternal bliss, dharma samsthapanataya, I myself appear millennium after millennium, sambhavami yuge yuge. So now,
And the significance of Navaratri, especially during this time, during this pralaya, during this great deluge.
yes, so during this Navaratri, this is a very auspicious season to celebrate Devi Parashakti. So now let us learn how on this day, on the 4th day of Navaratri, on the 4th day of Navaratri, how? So on the 5th day of Navaratri, how Devi Parashakti is manifesting through the form, in the form of Devi Vishalakshi. So let us learn about Devi Vishalakshi. So in the Shastras, in the Devi Mahatmyam, there is a few verses about Devi Vishalakshi. So this is a verse from the 11th chapter of Devi Mahatmyam, 33rd verse, and it says, Vishveshwari Tvam Paripasi Vishvam Vishvatmika Dhara Yasiti Vishvam Vishvesh Vandya Bhavati Bhavanti Vishveshwaraya Vish Ye Tvai Bhaktinam Raha.
Yes, and the translation of this verse, O Queen of the universe, you protect the universe. As the self of the universe, you support the universe. You are the goddess, worthy to be adored by the Lord of the universe. Those who bow down in the devotion to you themselves become the refuge of the universe.
And Vishalakshi, Vishala means whatever is known and unknown is Vishala. So who rules everything, known and unknown? You see Vishwanatha, which means who rules the whole universe. So and Vishalakshi means who rules the Vishwa. Feminine representation of Vishwa is Vishala. So Natha, Lord of the Vishwa, the ruler of the Vishwa, is the same meaning.
Vishwanatha means the one who rules the whole universe. And Vishalakshi means the one who rules the Vishwa. Feminine representation of the Vishwa is Vishala. So Natha is the Lord of the Vishwa, the ruler of the Vishwa, and it's the same meaning.
And Varanasi has a Jyotirlinga and a Shakti Pita and a Siddha Pita. The Shakti Pita is the place where a part of Devi Sati fell. And a Siddha Pita means where Devi herself appeared and lived. And Annapurni temple is the Siddha Pita. And the Vishalakshi is the Shakti Pita. And Vishwanatha is the Swayambhulinga, the Jyotirlinga.
So let us understand Devi Parashakti's divine play, the Leela from Chandi Stotra, the Devi Mahatmyam.
So today, let us meditate on the Leela from the Devi Mahatmyam, where Devi incarnates to save humanity and grieve the faults.
During a period of cosmic dissolution, Devi Mahatmyam from the Markandeya Purana notes the demon Shumba sitting in his palace and his glittering hoard of stolen treasure. The sickening excess of it all reminds us of our own materialism run amok. Soon, two of his spawning servants, Chanda and Munda, enter with news that they've seen a young woman of captivating beauty dwelling in the Himalayas. Playing upon Shumba's vanity, they suggest that he who is all wealthy and all powerful surely must also possess this jewel among women.
Little do they know that she is Devi, the Divine Mother herself, in a sattvic aspect. In the same way, we are drawn to the world's enchantments, but forget that they are expressions of the divine. And Demon Shumba, his lust aroused, wants to claim her as his own, just as we want to possess all that we find attractive and desirable. And just like this, if one way fails, Shumba will try another and another, and with growing frustration.
And when his smooth-talking messenger, Sugriva, delivers a marriage proposal, we recognize in him our own lack of complete truth along with the delicious irony that is the marriage proposal. Sugriva's honeyed words threatening. If cajoling and deceit don't work, how about force?
So the next demon, Shumba, sends a dim-witted thug named Dhumralochana to fetch Devi. And kicking and screaming if need be. When we set our minds to something, how it affects others is not necessarily our concern.
The scenario passes through three phases as we move progressively inward. The mother's successive victories over a colorful cast of demons symbolizes our very own efforts at purifying our consciousness of every imperfection and misconceived notion. First, the story is the mirror on our behavior and motivation. Next, we are drawn in deeper to observe the mind and its working. And finally, we face the fundamental question of who or what we are.
And in this century, most of us are the asura. The incompletions inside us is the Mahishasura or the Shumba, the demons, and is operating on the basic impossibilities.
Most of the decisions that we make every moment, we make unconsciously. We take thousands of decisions unconsciously in a day, whether it is thinking or talking or doing. It is done unconsciously without awareness. And Devi has happened to liberate us from all of this karma.
That is the reason we are not able to connect the cause and the effect of many of the things that happen in our lives. We always think we have been ditched out. We have been dished out unfair results, and we are blissfully unaware that it was we who caused the effects. We made it happen by the way of unconscious living and ended up incurring more karma.
And there's a way to again and again remind ourselves not to collect karma and to live without the influence of the earlier incurred karma. The first step is to have a clear understanding that karma is powerless in the presence of the incarnation itself.
And somewhere this karma chakra needs to be broken, and you need to be given a new energy, inspiration, and understanding of possibility. And if you're always stuck with this action result cycle, you will never ever be able to you will never be given a chance to taste the possibility. Possibility is the taste, and the taste of possibility can be given to you only when the divine intervention happens. And Mahadeva intervenes in your life in the form of the Guru. He assumes the form of the Guru just to liberate people from the karma chakra and give inspiration, joy, bliss, and cause miracles and enlightenment.
So initiation means the ideas or knowledge or the clicks that bring you out of this depressive thought, that bring you out of the influence of your karma. And Guru's incarnation happened to relieve us from this karma, to bring us through initiation and to bring us out of our depressive thought current.
So now let us see how the supreme point of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, as the Javatar of Devi Parashakti. So the Kailasa'S, the Sarvangapitam's rare and sacred lineage of pontiffs has been systematically carried over in unbroken progression for ages, and the chosen emissaries of Lord Paramashiva and Devi and the Guru Mahasannidhanams of Kailasa'S, the are the direct representatives of the cosmos.
On the 27th of April 2012, Srila Sri Nithyananda Jnana Sambandha Deshika Paramacharya Swamiji himself was formally appointed as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa'S Sarvajñapītam and is the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor, invested with all the powers, duties, obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual and religious and customary rites vested in the Kailasa'S Sarvajñapītam and has been reviving its spiritual, religious, and linguistic epicenters to its original glory since then. And this Kailasa'S is the very kingdom of Meenakshi, Devi Meenakshi, and Bhagavan Sundareshwara. So let us watch a little bit about the history of the Madurai Adinam of the Kailasa'S Shamla Pita Satyajit.
The ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence 3rd century BC, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the cosmic mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malayadwaja Pandian. An able queen and a fearless warrior, Meenakshi expanded her empire right up to Kailash in current China. But when she came face to face with the Lord of Kailash, Shiva himself, she recognized him as her eternal consort and dropped her arms to become Shiva's companion for life.
Along with Shiva, also known as Sundareshwara or the beautiful Lord, Meenakshi reigned over her kingdom for a glorious 166 years.
In course of time, with the rise of Jainism as a religious force, Madurai too fell to its powerful influence, and Shaivism all but vanished from the sacred kingdom where Shiva himself had once walked the earth. The renaissance of Shaivism in Madurai was the sacred task of a child incarnation, Tirunjana Sambandar, one of the 4 visionary saints of Shaiva Siddhanta tradition. The story goes that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy arrived in Madurai to effortlessly defeat the learned Jain monks with his wisdom, healing powers, and spiritual prowess, and restored Madurai to her beloved religion, Shaivism, by reviving the ancient Madurai Adinam and the Meenakshi temple, which had fallen to desolate ruin. Madurai Adinam is today the world's oldest living Hindu organization, with a recorded history alone spanning a glorious 1,500 years and an unbroken lineage of illustrious pontiffs to this very day. Over the centuries, Madurai Adinam has been patronized by the likes of Tipu Sultan, Robert Nobili, and the poet saint Vallalar. The pontiff of the Madurai Adinam is known by the title Guru Mahasannidhanam and inherits the responsibility of carrying forward the traditions of Tirunjana Sambandar's sacred work.
On 27th April 2012, a new era began in the history of Madurai Adinam. The 292nd Pontiff, Srila Sri Arunagirinatha Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint as the 293rd Pontiff of the Madurai Adinam.
An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary, and an adept in mystical sciences, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda is revered as a divine incarnation by millions worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, He brought about sweeping changes to the Adinam, including the renovation of the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing, and meditation programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website, and thousands participate in the morning worship and spiritual talks via live streaming and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. Its numerous temples are being restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages are being adopted with basic amenities, education and medical care being provided for all. His Holiness dreams of an authentic Vedic Renaissance for which has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as an international religious organization. We will fulfill all the responsibilities of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Saiva tradition alive, revived, lived, celebrated all over the world.
With a brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam promises to be more than just another traditional monastery. As a whole generation turns to spirituality for answers, the changes at Madurai Adinam mirror the changing role of spiritual organizations today as power centers and guiding forces, forging the enlightened government of the new world.
Yes. So yes. So this is the history of Madurai and the Kailasa'S Nithyananda Paramashivam, which is the kingdom of Madurai, Devi Meenakshi, and which has been revived once again by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism as the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhan of the Kailasa'S Nithyananda Paramashivam. Now let us look at more dimensions of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, the incarnation, the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva himself. Sorry for the technical glitch. And the 292nd pontiff of Madurai Adinam, Sri Arunagirinatha Jnanasambandha Deshika Paramacharya Swami, is the predecessor to the Supreme Concept of Hinduism and is part of the esteemed Guru-based tradition of the kingdom of Kailasa'S Nithyananda Kailasa'S Vadashanta Shamala, the Madurai Adinam since 2012, and the 292nd Guru Mahasannidhanam had the divine vision of Bhagavan Paramashiva and Devi Meenakshi, who both instructed him to coronate the avatar, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, as his successor, the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa'S Shamala Pita. And in this video, the historic record of Madurai Adinam introducing the successor of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is explained by the 292nd Pontiff. And he declared in this video that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the incarnation of Paramashiva himself, and he was directly guided by Paramashiva to put him as his successor. Here you can see the photos of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coronated as the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailasa'S Shamala Pita.
And here you can see a few more pictures. Whereas the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Madurai Adinam, Swamiji is visiting a few of the temples in Madurai.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been declared as the successor of the Arunachala Sarvajñapītam by the Guru Parampara of Arunachala at the age of 16 years old on the 24th of May, 1994. And in this lineage includes Yogi Yogananda Puri, Istaki Swamigal, and Mataji Vibhudananda Puri. And of course, the current incarnation of Paramashiva himself, the current successor of the Arunachala Sarvajñapītam, the Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, Nithyananda Paramashivam.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the mission Nithyananda Sangha to revive Kailasa internationally at the age of 21 in 1999.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the Adi Kailasa'S Sarvajñapītam at the age of 24. And here you can see photos of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism performing the rituals to consecrate the land.
And here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being declared as the successor of the Bhagyanagara Sri Pura Sarvajñapītam at the age of 26 on the 1st of January 2004.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamshi Samrajyam of the Suryavamshi lineage, and declared so at the age of 26 in 2004.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also the reviver of the Adi Pallava Sarvajñapītam at the age of 29 in 2007.
And at the age of 30, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the successor of the Kashi Sarvajñapītam.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also been officially coordinated as the Mahamangaleshwar of the Mahanavanya Akada, the largest apex monastic order, and also he is the youngest Mahamangaleshwar, and he was coordinated at the age of 35 in 2013.
And at the age of 35 also, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was declared as the Acharya Mahamangaleshwara of the Atalakara, the oldest monastic order in Hinduism, by the Acharya Mahamangaleshwar Sukdevanandaji and the then incumbent spiritual head. This happened in 2013.
And here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coordinated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Tanjavur Adinam at the age of 36.
And at the age of 36, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was appointed as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tiruvarur Adinam in 2014.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was also coordinated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Vedaranyam Adinam at the age of 36.
And at the age of 37, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharma Mukti Svaragapura Adinam. And this happened in 2016. You can see the lineage of the Bhagavan Mahaganapati himself, which now the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the successor of.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is coordinated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Adi Pita called the Mata at the age of 37 in 2015.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been elected and recognized as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu pontiffs or leaders at the age of 36. You can see the various Hindu leaders of various mats and organizations who have recognized the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism contributions and as the incarnation of Paramashiva have coronated him as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also revered as the most prolific and most viewed, read and watched in the digital world. And he is watched by billion plus people around the world and followers of Hinduism.
Understood who is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and his contribution to humanity. It is because of the responsibility, the feeling of responsibility that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been constantly contributing to humanity. Not as the incarnation of Paramashiva himself, he has taken on the responsibility for the whole of humanity and constantly feeling responsible. You too should also go on feeling responsible for everything. When you feel responsible, your inner space will find the solution for anything. You will find the solution for it. When you feel responsible, your inner space will find the solution for whatever it is.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has contributed a lot to the world. And the world's Kailasa'S is the world's greatest digital Hindu nation with over 1 billion views and has 1,120 Facebook pages, 50 websites, 102 Instagram channels, 70 initiatives, 458 YouTube channels, 128 Twitter channels, and many more digital media handles.
And over the last 27 years, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been relentlessly providing humanitarian services and initiatives, which include free vegetarian food, medical services, natural disaster relief, the empowerment of women, initiatives for the empowerment of women, and conflict resolution and peace initiatives, sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies, and many, many more. Here you can see the various contributions in various fields that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been continuously giving.
So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 different languages, which are English, Tamil, and Sanskrit. And these are translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. So here you can see English and French, and we have many other languages of both India and other countries. So here you can even see Tamil and Spanish.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded.
Hinduism has established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million Pali scriptures, and over 20 million digital books.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has delivered over 10,000 hours of discourses, which are freely available for anyone on YouTube and has over 1 billion views on social media, continuously enriching and enriching the world.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is respected as a commentator of all sacred scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gitas, and much more.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is honored as leader of Hinduism, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been recognized by various government officials, state and organizations all over the most recent. The California State Senate has recognized the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the sovereign of the state of Kailasa.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is acclaimed as one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personalities by Watkins Mind, Body, Spirit magazine.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the reviver of the sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and the Hindu diaspora all across the globe, who are working for global peace and to give the super conscious breakthrough to humanity.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism is the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystem.
And he is the founder and reviver of over 100 Cyberpitas. And various heads of various mats and akhadas have spoken about the Supreme Point of Hinduism, like Mahant Narendra Giriji Maharaj and Sri Shanti Guru Mahaswamiji, and many more heads of various akhadas. So now with that, let us move to the next segment of this program, where we will all be learning more about the Supreme Point of Hinduism happening as the Guru.
So now let's understand Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam is happening as Guru. So when you take the responsibility for all the happenings inside you and outside you, a new energy, a new possibility opens up in you. So being a reason or cause of something is different, but being responsible is different. Sometimes you may not directly be the cause or reason for a situation, but when you understand that you are responsible for it, you will be able to solve it. So a person who feels he is not responsible even for his own actions lives in animal level. A person who feels he is responsible for his actions lives in human level. A person who feels he is responsible even for others' actions lives in the level of leadership, that is Ishvaratva in Sanskrit. So when you feel responsible, even your breathing shifts to higher frequency. Your thinking rises to the leadership consciousness. So when you expand and feel responsibility, a power, a certain grace happens to your being. You need to know this one truth, that constantly cognize you are responsible for everything, including what you think as accidents that has happened. So if you think you are responsible for everything, there is something greater shift happens. It is very unfortunate that human beings are taught from the beginning to put the responsibility on others. When everybody thinks somebody will do it, nobody does it. When somebody realizes nobody is doing it and takes the responsibility, everybody does it. So if you are a housewife, take responsibility of that. If you are working, take responsibility for that. If you are a father, take responsibility for that. If you are a student, take responsibility for that. And if you are a son, take responsibility for that. So whatever dimension you have, any dimensions, how many ever dimensions you have in your life, take responsibility for everything. So pen down 5 areas of your life where you are seeing the things happening are not ideal. For example, your group has decided to wake up and do yoga together. At only 3 to 5 people turn up each day early morning. So what are the areas? For the areas you have written down, pen down the impossibilities within you that prevent you from taking responsibility. You're seeing that only 2 to 3 people are coming to the yoga sessions, which you expect at least 50 people to attend the program, but you're seeing only 2 to 3 people. So what is that stopping you take responsibility to bring more people? So what are the areas that you that's stopping you taking the responsibility? So please pen them down, take a couple of minutes and please pen them down to take the responsibility for the areas, that the feelings that are stopping you from taking the responsibility. Yes. Now, for the areas you have written down, pen down the impossibilities within you that prevent you from taking responsibility. For example, I'm unable to explain to my friends how yoga will help them overall. I lack orator skills. That you think you can't explain to them why they need to attend yoga. So just identify those reasons. So now complete with the impossibilities you are carrying about yourself. Sit with your Atmamurti of Nijavatar, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and authentically speak for 11 minutes. What stops you from raising to the space of responsibilism? What is that stopping you taking the responsibility? Just speak to Swamiji's Atmamurti for 11 minutes. You will see new and creative ideas emerge for you. You just need to explain, identify, and talk to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's Atmamurti for 11 minutes continuously, that you are, this is what's stopping me, this is what's stopping me taking responsibility, this is what's stopping me for taking the responsibility. So you will see new and creative ideas emerge for you. For example, send pictures of your yoga breakthroughs and share clips from yoga session to your friends and inspire them to join. Just an idea. So do this today. So we will be continuing this. Please make a note of this exercise today and continue this soon after this. Watch the DNA of leadership with the own voice of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Let's listen the DNA of leadership.
Energyless people, person with knowledge is responsible to make ignorant people knowledgeable. If you have knowledge, the moment you have knowledge, you become responsible to make ignorant knowledgeable. If you are powerful, you become responsible to make powerless powerful. If you are wealthy, you become responsible to make poor wealthy. Listen, I am not saying distribute your wealth. If we are having 10 poor people and you distribute all your wealth to the 10 poor people, we will have 11 poor people, that's all. With you, we will have 11 poor people. One more poor person. No. I am not asking you to distribute your wealth, but take responsibility of educating them and making them rich. Anything you own, you become responsible to share it. Make it grow. Vedic tradition beautifully says, Annam Bahuguruvita. Let us create and share. This is the vision statement I have given for all the Annalayas getting started all over the world. All the Satsangis should know I have initiated a project of sharing food all over the world, because sharing food is Vedic culture. We are agriculture society. Vedic tradition is grain-based society, grain-based civilization. So sharing was our lifestyle. That is why no ritual, no festival, no celebration is complete in Indian tradition without sharing food. Annam bahu guruvita. When you own, you become responsible to make everyone own. Because I own responsibility, I own the responsibility of making everyone own the responsibility. मैं कोई कारपोरेट सिद्धांत को के बारे में नहीं बात करा है ना हो, ना कि कोई ऋषि मुनि के कहे हुए वाक्य को पुनः के रहा हूं. मैं अपनी स्वयं की अनुभव के साथ इस सत्य के बारे में आपको बता रहा हूं. There are only two types of human beings on the planet Earth who feel responsible for everything, who don't feel responsible for anything. There are only two types of human beings. Listen. People who feel responsible become leaders. People who don't feel responsible continue to be slaves. There are some people don't feel responsible even for their own actions because they forgot their action is going to bring this result. Many times, even when they plan for business, they only plan if it fails, whom they will hold responsible. They don't plan to make it successful. Holding somebody responsible is not going to solve your plan for success. Don't do, when you plan itself, if you get an idea, if this fails, what to do? Immediately you think, I'll hold him responsible. But you holding him responsible is not going to bring you success. While that thought comes, I'll hold him responsible, cut it. Holding anybody responsible is not going to solve. See to it he is educated to make things successful. Listen. How many of you cognize? Listen. How many of you cognize what I am saying, that when you plan many times in your mind, if you think you can hold somebody responsible, you think you have planned perfectly. Raise your hand. You are wrong. Holding somebody responsible is not going to make the work happen. Listen. Work not done plus valid reason is not equivalent to work done. Work not done plus valid reason is not equivalent to work done. Work done is only equivalent to work done.
Now let us see what are all the ways that you all can participate in the grand Navaratri celebrations. The yes, Kailasa'S Navaratri celebrations. Yes, today we are celebrating the 4th day, and Devi is gracing us a darshan of Annapurneshwari, Mother who heals all our health problems, healing from the allergy problems, healing of nourishment problems, and yes.
Yes. Yes. So today we are celebrating the various alankarams, the manifestations of Devi Parashakti in this Navaratri. Each day, Devi is decorated and celebrated through one of her various manifestations. Today we are celebrating the manifestation of Devi Vishalakshi, who bestows upon us the leadership qualities. And during all of these celebrations, we have the traditional rituals and homas, sevas being offered in the sacred space of Adi Kailasha Nithyananda Sarvagna Pita, Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya. So you can make these various offerings. You can register for these various offerings, the sevas during this auspicious time, and offer your devotion and gratitude to Devi Parashakti and celebrate Navaratri with the happening of Devi Parashakti. So we have the Mahaganapati Homa, the Utsava Ambala Alankara Seva, the Swamiji Vishesha Ambala Alankara Seva, the Utsava Ambal Vishesha Shodashopachara Puja, the Chandi Homa Vishesha Dravya Homa Purnahuti, the Dasha Bhairava Puja, the Kumari Puja and the Suhasini Puja, the Durga Pratima Prana Pratishtapana, the Durga Saptami Puja, the Durga Saptami, Ashtami and Navami Puja Arati, the Devi Mahatmyam Parayanam, the Durga Ashtami Puja, Durga Kumari Puja and the Durga Navami Puja, the Ayudha Puja and the Maha Naivedya Seva on Vijayadashami and the Pada Puja on Vijayadashami. And we also have the Tulabharam on the day of Vijayadashami. And during this Venkateshwara Brahmotsavam on all days, we also have the Utsava Venkateshwara Alankara Seva and the Utsava Venkateshwara Navakalasha Abhishekam being offered to Bhagwan Venkateshwara.
So the Alankara Seva, the Alankara means decoration, and also that which causes the deep sense of fulfillment. Alamkara, alam karoti iti alankara. So every day the Ambal, Devi Parashakti, gracing us with the various manifestations, with the various alankarams, the Ustava Ambal Alankara Seva. So every day the Uttava Murti of Parashakti is decorated in her various different manifestations. Offering of the Alankara Seva to the deity of Parashakti bestows the deep fulfillment in life, thereby taking us closer to the Guru who liberates us from the cycle of birth and death. So the scriptural reference for this is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, verse 55. Itam yatha yatha bhada dhanavotta bhavishyati itaha tadavatrityaham karishyam yari sankarshayam. Whenever troubles arises due to the advent of the demons, I shall incarnate and destroy the force. Sorry, this is the Devi Mahatyam, chapter 11, verse 55.
And the Alankara Seva, the decoration of the deity in the manifestation of Devi. The Alankara Seva is also offered to Swamiji, the Sachala Murti of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in the Garbha Mandir of Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalaya. This is the Swamiji Vishesha Ambal Alankara Seva, And every day, the Sachalamurti of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is decorated in the various manifestations of Parashakti, and offering of the Alankara Seva to the deity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism bestows the deep fulfillment in life, thereby taking us closer to Guru, who liberates us from the cycle of birth and death.
Yes, the scriptural reference for the Alankara Seva is Devi Paramashakti. In the Devi Mahatyam portion of the Markandeya Puranam gives the boon to all the beings. Whenever trouble arises due to the advent of the demons, I shall incarnate and destroy the foes. Chapter 11, verse 55. The Usomurti of Parashakti is decorated in her various manifestations and is worshipped with 16 offerings that are favorite to Parashakti. As part of it, a special Samputita Archana will be offered with the 108 names of her manifestations describing her divine qualities. Samputika Karana is unique to the Shakta Sampradaya, where two mantras are merged together to offer the worship. A select verse from the Devi Mahatyam will be merged with the 108 names and Archana is done. So offer the Utsava Ambal Vishesha Sodachopatara Puja. The cost is 1008 USD.
The next offering is the offering of the Chandi Homa, Vishesha Dravya Homa, and the Purnahuti. The Sanskrit chanting of the Sanskrit mantras brings out the latent powers that exist within us. And the Sanskrit mantras, when chanted by the power manifestors for the Dvijas, or those who are reborn from the Shaktipada of Paramashiva, they manifest intense life positive blessings, literally clearing the air through the fire rituals. And we have to have the cosmic permission to invoke Chandika Parameshwari in the Agni, the sacred fire, and to worship her while chanting the Devi Mahatmya. The fire ritual demands the japam, or the incantation chanting of Devi Mahatmyam, to be repeated 10 times to bring a cosmic alliance to invoke Chandi Devi in the Agni.
So in order to do oblations into Chandi Agni, for the 700 verses of Devi Mahatyam, the repetition of chanting the 700 verses should happen 10 times. This is what is known as the Shamsha. It is a powerful way to consecrate the very Vatavarana, the spiritual ecosystem of the Yajna of the place of the fire worship. The group will be chanting 10 times a repetition of Devi Mahatyam in the Yajna before the sacred water pot within which Chindika Parameshwari is invoked. The veneration can bring a life positive effect to anyone who hears these sacred shlokas.
And the Savaranas, the surrounding energies, the Devatas, the Shaletis of Chandika Parameshwari, are invoked in the numerous water pots surrounding the Pradhana main Kalasha of Chandika Parameshwari. The Shala is described in the scriptures to be a 9x9 grid format, which has the Pradhana Kalasha as the central square of the Mandala grid. The Toranam represents the 4 Vedas protecting the Yagashala for negative energies to be warded off. The 4 Vedas are the most life-positive vibrations that create a protective environment. Each Veda is involved in a firewall. The Toranam is a garland of leaves from the selection of trees prescribed by the Agamas. The occurrence of banyan, peepal, atti, and krisu in the scriptures is always associated with auspiciousness.
Trees grow in a particular environment. That ecosystem is not just including physical features of soil type and animal habitation, but also the very spiritual energies that exist in that particular environment. These 4 trees create an extremely spiritual and peaceful canopy to the beings who live under them. The leaves from these spiritual charged spaces can hold positive thought currents that powerfully repel negative energies. When enhanced with the Veda mantras, the Fortler energized Yajnashala.
And the Vishesha Dravya Homa is the offering of all the Sattvika Guna foods into the Agni Kunda. The gods of Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra and Ananta are invoked within the Agni Kunda. The Agni Kunda's top is said to be the very mouth of gods, while the pit below is the stomach of the gods. In the Vishesha Dravya Homa, various fruits, cooked rice, the coconut is offered as it represents the head of the Devata. Finally, the Annam is adorned with clothing and flower garlands and is worshipped as the embodiment of the Devata.
In the Purnahuti Homa, select offerings of turmeric, kumkum, and favorite dry foods of Devi, such as almonds, raisins, cashew, and various other rare nuts, are offered into the Chandi Agni right before the final offerings of Purnahuti, which includes a sari, silver mangalyam, silver coins, and flower garland for Chandika Parameshwari. The Mangalya Sutra is the auspicious thread that is tied when a woman marries. This thread, as a medallion that symbolizes the chastity and elevates the woman as a goddess, a literal embodiment of Parashakti herself. This is the offering of silver, the highest metal, and radiate the energy. It is one of the rarest offerings made into the Chandi Agni when the metal itself is consumed by the Agni and given to the cosmic energy directly.
And the benefits of the Chandi Homa, the innumerable benefits of this most powerful Homa offered to Devi Parashakti is described in the Devi Mahatmyam, the various verses of Devi Mahatmyam, which describe the removal of all problems, avoiding untoward happenings in life, avoiding bad separate happenings, poverty, separation from loved ones, beloved ones in our kith and kin, and the removal of fear from enemies, robbers and kings, weapon, fire and flood, and saving us from all epidemic calamities and natural calamities. And Devi Mahatmyam also says that without doubt, all troubles will be removed by Devi if this Homa is done during the Navaratri, and the participant will be blessed with richest graces in the 12th chapter in the 12th and 13th verses. And it further says one becomes fearless by offering this Homa. Enemies perish, welfare accrues, and the family rejoices. So the various verses of Devi Mahatmyam extol the innumerable benefits of Chandi Homa.
And some more of the Chandi Homa, some benefits are extols from the chapter 12 of Devi Mahatmyam. The ill effects of bad dreams and negative influences of planets are removed. Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 12, verse 16. And planets turn favorable and results of good dreams manifest. This again, chapter 12 of Devi Mahatmyam, verse 17. And completion manifests in between human beings. Again, Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 12, verse 18. The presence of all evil spirits are driven away. Verse 20 of chapter 12. And all the world pleasures that are sought manifest, and also the supreme union with the cosmic mother happens. Verse 37, and one becomes Siddha, that is enlightened.
And further verses in the Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 12, verse 20, describes Devi's grace which happens bestowing the below benefits of perfect health and all sins being removed, the fear of enemies being removed. And it also says that one is saved even from the dangers of being alone in the forest, surrounded by forest fire, surrounded by robbers in a desolate spot while captured by the enemies.
So one is saved from the dangers and protected by Devi when chased by a lion or tiger, and when chased by wild elephants in the forest, when one is the target of the order of the wrathful king, when one is sentenced to death, when one is imprisoned, when one is tossed about in the boat by a tempest in the ocean, when one is the most terrible battle under the shower of weapons and at all dreadful troubles. All these are extolled by the Devi herself in the Devi Mahatyam, chapter 12.
And further verses describe in the Devi Mahatmyam extol the benefits of Chandi Homa, the offering of Chandi Homa, as the blessings bestowed on Devi to even remove black magic and success in litigations can be achieved. Untoward death doesn't happen for the person offering this Chandi Homa, and after natural death, he attains moksha. And all the world pleasures that are sought manifest, and also the supreme union with the cosmic mother happens. Evil possessions haunting children are removed. The presence of evil spirits are driven away, and completion manifests between human beings. So all of these benefits are extolled in the Devi Mahatmyam as the benefits of Chandi Homa, the sacred fire ritual that is being offered in the Adi Kailasha Sarvagnya Pita every night of these celebrations to Devi Parashakti. Every day the Parayanam is chanted and the offerings, the Purnahuti is offered, the Vishesha Dravya Homa and the Purnahuti is offered to Devi Chandika Parameshwari. So devotees can avail of the benefits of offering this Chandi Homa by registering for the Chandi Homa on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas.
Yes, the next is Rajarajeshwari Ekadasha Dravya Abhishekam and Sankalpa Snapana Abhishekam. This is a very special offering where, as per the Shakta Agamas, 11 types of dravyams. Dravyams are the sacred herbal liquids of Abhishekam, items such as rice flour, turmeric powder, Jala Dravya powder, Panchamritam made of milk, curd, ghee, honey, and sugarcane juice, fruit juices, tender coconut water, and Gandha Jalam will be offered to the Moola Virat Rajarajeshwari in the Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Devalayam. Finally, the energized water from the Homa Kalashas and this the Shanka, the conch, which have been consecrated during the entire day by various powerful mantras and rituals, are offered onto the deity of Sri Rajarajeshwari. So this offer Rajarajeshwari Ekadasha Dravya Abhishekam, which happens, and Snapana Abhishekam, which happens every day after the Chandi Homa, Vishesh Dravya Homa, Purnahuti Homa, with that Kalasha water, along with 11 sacred Vishesha Dravya, the Moola Virat getting Abhishekam. You can participate in this Vishesha unique seva. You can register, put your intention, and the cost for this seva is $1,008 US.
The next seva and puja offerings that are happening every day of these 9 days and 9 nights of celebration of Devi Parashakti is the ritual of the Kumari Puja, the Dashabhairava Puja, and the Suvasini Puja. This is one of the rarest of rituals when Devi Parashakti is invoked in living persons and is worshipped. And through the initiation and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji, the 9 forms of Devi manifest in the women and the children present for the puja, and they accept our offerings and worship. Hinduism is a religion where everything is auspicious and is an embodiment of Devi Parashakti herself. When one witnesses the worship of a physical body which is radiating Devi Parashakti, the highest auspicious thought currents that occur in that person will be mirrored in our brain as well. And a heightened feeling of connection to Devi Parashakti will manifest when we see her in a physical form receiving our worship.
Next is the Kumari Puja, Dashabhairava Puja, Suvasini Puja. Kumari Puja, children are pure manifestations of Parashakti, with an innocent powerfulness through which the divine can be glimpsed. Parashakti's own extensions are Kumaris. And Dashabhairava Puja, this puja is offered to young boys who are blessed by the initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to radiate powerful manifestations of Parashakti of Dashabhairavas. This offering of this seva, Kumari Puja and Dashabhairava Puja happens every day. All the 9 days, you can offer any one of the day, and the cost is $1,008.
And in the Suvasini Puja, married women who are the initiates of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism sit as the form of Devi Parashakti. And this unique revival of worship is one of the rarest, where Parashakti is actualized and is embodied and represents an actual physical body of a Suvasini. And as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji says, women are an embodiment of Devi Parashakti. And here is a unique ritual in Hinduism, recreating the same sacred sentiments that Sri Ramakrishna had when he offered the Jadadhatri Puja to Sri Sharada Devi. So you can make this offering of the Kumari Puja, the Dashabhairava Puja, or the Suvasini Puja on the website. You can sign up for these offerings. The website is www.kailasamailer.com/sevas.
Next is Durga Pratima Prana Pratishta. The Kularnava Tantra describes in detail the worship of a Durga Devi, which is made out of clay. The agamic injunctions prescribe details on the way clay should be procured. They describe exactly from which the land the mud should be procured. These grand deities are made with exact proportion as per the Shastras and are colored and decorated in exact depiction of Durga Devi slaying the demon Mahishasura. This deity is an icon of Hindu feminism, where the cosmic mother, cosmic feminine, vanquishes the mass negativity. Tremendous amount of energy lands when the Durga Devi receives Prana Pratishta by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The cost for the Durga Prana Pratishta is $250.
And the next offering to Devi Durga during this Navaratri is the Durga Saptami Puja. The tradition of the Durga Puja is an ancient way for anyone to receive the grace and blessings of Paramashakti when she manifests powerfully in the cosmos during the nights of Navaratri. The Durga Puja is described in the Kularnava Tantra, and it is done with great pride and devotion in the traditions of Bengal. The Durga Puja is an elaborate and intimate Bhagavati Durga graces and is worshipped with all the best of the best offerings described in the Agamas. the family of Bhagavati Durga, Ganesha, Subramanya, Saraswati, along with their respective Vahanas, all are worshipped and celebrated during this puja. The puja comprises Snana, the Shodashopachara puja, and the Arati. These are the sacred path, the elaborate and grand offerings, the 16 grand offerings to Devi Durga, and the grand waving of the lit lamps. This puja is described in such detail, and the preparations are made all year for this sacred puja that is offered to Devi Durga during Navaratri. So you can offer the Durga Saptami puja on the website. You can register for this on the website www.kailasa'S and the cost for this puja offering is $1,008.
Yeah, the scriptural reference for this Durga Saptami puja is Sarvaswarupe Sarveshe Sarvashakti Samanvite, O Queen of all, you who exist in the form of all and possess every night, save us from terror, O Devi. Salutations to you, Devi Durga. The Devi Mahatyam, chapter 11, verse 24. The next offering is Durga Puja Arati, Saptami, Ashtami, and Navami days, 3 days. The seva is offered. The offering of the Deeparadhana is the offering of flames in the various towered lamps. The Gopura Arati is numbered, representing the 108 different nadis or energy centers in one's body. The Jyoti or lamp has the unique ability to dispel darkness. When we light these towered lamps and offer them to our beloved deities, the lamps awaken and align our energy centers to receive the darshan of the deities. The upliftment of our energies and senses through combination of the lit lamps and the rhythmic ragas of Nadaswaram and Tawil takes us to a surreal experience of deities darshan and transports us to the authentic experience of Kailasa'S ambience. If you would like to participate in this beautiful seva of Durga Puja Arati on the Saptami, Ashtami, and Navami days, 3 days, the seva is available. The cost is $1,008.
The next offering during this 9 nights of celebration of Devi Parashakti during the Navaratri is the offering of the Devi Mahatmyam Parayanam, and you can make this offering on any one of the 9 nights, on any of the 9 nights of Navaratri. So the Devi Mahatmyam, the glory of the goddess, also known as the Durga Saptashati, the Chandi or the Chandi Pata, describes the victory of goddess Durga over the evil forces, the Asuras such as Madhu, Kaitava, Mahishasura, Dhumralochana, Chanda, Munda, Raktabija, Nishumbha, and Shumbha. Devi Mahatmyam is the very divine mother. She is the Moola Prakriti, the root nature of all that manifests. She is the force that drives everything in the universe. Devi Mahatmyam is also significant in that it regards the various forms of Devi, ranging from the fearsome and dangerous Kali to the benign and gentle Shri, as fundamentally unified. And 10 priests will be chanting the Devi Mahatmyam, which makes it a total of 7,000 verses every day that are offered to Devi Parashakti during each night of these Navaratri celebrations. So you can register for this same offering on the website also, www.kailasa'S.com/savas.
Devi Mahatyam extols Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vishnu Mayeti Samstita Namastaste 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 Namo Namaha. The first sloka gives respect to the Vishnu Maya. O Devi, you who are existing in the form of energy, in all, I bow down to you. I bow down to you. I bow down to you. This ritual is the recreation of the cosmological event when Devi Durga, Devi, slayed the demon Mahishasura. The event when mass negativity was removed by Devi on the time transition between Saptami and Ashtami. This is the Sandhi. At this time, a grand puja is offered to Durga Devi along with Lakshmi, Mother Lakshmi, and Saraswati, Ganesha, and Bhagwan Subramanya. When these cosmological events are recreated at the same time in history, the stars and celestial bodies are in the same position as they were years ago. The same possibilities of events happen, the same mass negativity will be attended to by the cosmic mother. These rituals are the times when the same energies of the cosmos manifest as a divine clairvoyance, clear the mass negativity from the planet. The meaning of Durga Ashtami Puja is 1000 US dollars. The Devi Mahatyam, chapter 11, verse 24, beautifully described. Sarvaswarupe Sarveshe Sarvashakti Samanvite, O Queen of all. You who exist in the form of all and possess every night, save us from terror, O Devi. Salutations to you, O Devi Durga.
And another offering that you can offer during this time of Navaratri, a special offering, is the Ashtami Kumari Puja. Kumari Puja is the ritual done before Devi Durga when a young girl is decorated and worshipped as the embodiment of and representation of Devi Durga herself. This is one of the rarest pujas when the cosmic mother comes in the form of a young girl to accept our worship and devotion. And this is one of the sweetest and most beautiful rituals to witness, especially after the powerful Sandhi Puja. The ferocious energy of Durga Devi is pacified as she appears as a young child, accepting our prayers and worship. The same gratitude and reverence all of the gods had for Devi for removing Mahishasura is remembered as the puja is offered to Devi as Kumari, as the young girl, in the form of the young girl. So you can participate in this Ashtami Kumari Puja, and the cost for this puja is $508, and you can register for this also.
The next is Durga Navami Sandhi Puja and Navami Homam. This ritual is the recreation of the battle and victory of Durga Devi over the demons Chanda and Munda. The event when mass negativity was removed by Devi on the time transition between Ashtami and Navami. This is the Sandhi. At this time, a grand puja is offered to Durga Devi along with Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ganesha, and Subramanya. When these cosmological events are recreated at the same time in history, the stars and celestial bodies are in the same position as they were years ago. The same possibilities of events happen. The same mass negativity will be attended to by the cosmic mother. These rituals are the times when the same energies of the cosmos manifest as a divine clairvoyance and clears the mass negativity from the planet. Navami Homam is a unique fire ritual done before the Durga Devi Pratima, chanting a unique mantra for Durga Devi who is invoked in the form of Agni. The Durga Navami Sandhi Puja and Navami Homam, the cost is 1000 US dollars. You can also, if you are interested, please go ahead and place your intention and registration.
And another sacred ritual that is offered during this time of Navaratri is the Ayudha Puja, which is offered on the auspicious day of Navami or the 9th day of Navaratri. It is a special puja that is done for all the tools, vehicles, and books. This puja, known as the Ayudha Puja, is done in every Hindu. Tools are washed and kept in the altar. All the cars, the vehicles are also washed, and fresh sandalwood paste is applied on them. And puja is offered to all the tools, vehicles, and the books. The special naivedyams and sweets are prepared for the occasion. This day, Paramashakti, who is present in all the tools and vehicles that help our lives become smooth and efficient, is worshipped through all of these instruments that make our life smooth. It is a day of rejuvenation when all the homes are cleared and all the corners of the home, the doors, all of the corners are cleaned and refreshed with fresh incense and sandalwood paste. So you can participate in this special ritual by registering on the website. And the cost for this ritual is $508.
Next is Ussava Rajarajeshwari Sarvagni Alankara Seva. Sarvanangi Seva is the offering of the golden armor to the deity of Rajarajeshwari. It is a magnificent armor that covers the deity and allows one to have the darshan of the deity in her grand glory. The golden kavacham is an offering of her love and gratitude to the deity of Rajarajeshwari here in Kailasa'S Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The cost for this seva is $508.
And again, on the auspicious day of Vijayadashmi, the 10th day of Dasara celebrations, we also have the Maha Naivedya Seva that can be offered on this special day, on the day of Vijayadashmi. On this auspicious occasion of Vijayadashmi, the Annalayas of Adi Kailasa and the devotees of the Nithyananda Paramashiva Devalaya offer the Maha Naivedya Seva to our beloved, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. And this grand offering is an offering of the 1008 varieties of food. This celebration is an offering of our deep to our beloved Guru, Swamiji, and we celebrate this Maha Naivedya Seva only 4 times a year. On the day of victories, the Maha Naivedya Seva is one of the choicest offering one can make, celebrating Bhagwan's presence in one's life. So you can make this offering of the Maha Naivedya Seva on the auspicious day of Vijayadashami. The cost for this seva is $1,008, and you can sign up on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas.
Now, the next is the unique Pada Puja on Vijayadashami day. In Hinduism, the traditional way of offering is known as Tulabharam. The sacred act of offering item equal in weight of the deity or guru or god you are offering to. Offerings can be various. They can be flowers, bilva, tulsi, dates, bananas, books, silver, and finally gold. Tulabharam is an intense offering of gratitude for your prayers to be answered. Giving, for the sake of giving, to opens up to receive Paramashiva and Paramashakti. Hindu giving is about offering with gratitude and the highest that we have. Only when we offer our maximum potential and more will be open to receiving the best possible, Paramashiva and Paramashakti herself. The scriptural reference is Soshanam Papa Pankasya Deepanam Jnana Tejasam Guru Padodakam Samyak Samsaranava Tarakam. The water of the Guru's feet. Guru Gita, verse 23. The water of the Guru's feet dries up the mud of sins, lights the fire of knowledge, and causes one to cross the ocean. Causes one to cross the ocean of worldly material life of Maya in the right way. Guru Gita, verse 13. Offering of the Pada Puja on Vijayadashami day. The cost is $1,008 US.
And the next offering is the Tulabharam on the day of Vijayadashami, on the auspicious day of Vijayadashami. Tulabharam is a sacred ritual where material donations are made to the Murti, the Sachala Murti of Swamiji, against the weight of his deity. The scriptures describe the various items that can be offered, from jaggery to sugar and to silver and gold. Tula means scale, and it is a scale where the donations of the material offerings are made against the weight of the deity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And you can make this offering of Tulabharam on the auspicious day of Vijayadashami, and the cost of this special and very unique seva that is offered very few times in the year. This seva can be offered for $10,008 US. And you can register for the seva on the website.
The next is Venkateshwara Ussavamurti. Along with the Navaratri celebrations, we also are celebrating the grand Venkateshwara Brahmotsavam. So, offering of the Alankara Seva to the deity of Venkateshwara bestows the deep fulfillment in life, thereby taking us closer to the Guru who liberates us from the cycle of birth and death. Every day, the Ussavamurti of Venkateshwara is dressed and decked in his various manifestations, gracing on various vahanas and vehicles. Venkateshwara is Alankara Priya, the one who is with the finest clothing and jewelry. Offering the most favorite treasures in the form of clothing, jewelry, and flowers garland pleases Venkateshwara. The scriptural reference from Narayana Suktam, verse 1, describes that the universe is the eternal being, Narayana, the imperishable, the supreme, the goal, the multi-headed and multi-eyed, omnipresent and omniscient, the representant, the source of delight for the whole universe. Venkateswara Ussavamurti Alankara Seva is $508 US.
The next offering to Bhagwan Venkateshwara during this Venkateshwara Brahmotsavam, during these nights of Navaratri celebrations, it is the Utsava Venkateshwara Navakalasha Abhishekam. And every day afternoon, during the Srivari Venkateshwara Brahmotsavam, the Lord of the Seven Hills of the Venkateshwara Utsavam, the Utsava Murti, is offered a cooling Abhishekam or sacred bath offering with unique ingredients, which are all the favorites of Bhagwan Venkateshwara: the Kshira, the milk, the Dadhi or the curd, the Ayja or the ghee, Madhu, which is the honey, the Churna, the fruit and the juices, the coconut water, the Chandana Jalam, the Shadha Jalam, the Haridra Jalam. All of these sacred offerings, special offerings are offered in the Abhishekam, the sacred bath. And this seva is a unique offering to please Bhagwan Venkateshwara. And when we offer the seva, we are graced with the blessings of Bhagwan Venkateshwara for a healthy and prosperous relationships, health and well-being, abundance in wealth, and purification from the karmic baggage. So you can participate in this very special and unique seva during the Venkateshwara Brahmotsavam to Bhagwan Venkateshwara. The Utsava Venkateshwara Navakalashabhishek. The cost for this seva is $508, and you can register on the website www.kailasamaila.com. You can make an intention for this offering and sign up for the offering. And now, with that, we'll be moving to the next segments.
Yes, now we'll be joining the Adi Kailas Sarvajna Peetham, the celebrations of Devi Vishalakshi. Today, Devi Vishalakshi gracing us, and we'll be joining the celebrations, celebrate the mother as Devi Vishalakshi.
Yes. So now here we have the website where the details of the various sevas and offerings are, the rituals of Navaratri are detailed. The kailasamailer.com/sevas, and you can look up this website and find out more about the various offerings during this Navaratri. And the various sevas and rituals to Devi Durga and Bhagwan Venkateshwara during this time can be offered to Bhagwan Venkateshwara, the Navakalashabhishekam, the Venkateshwara Alankara Seva, and the Navaratri offerings of each day, and on the auspicious day of Vijayadashami. All of these offerings and sevas, the rituals, the details are on the website. You can sign up for your favorite seva and ritual as we celebrate Devi, Durga and Bhagwan Venkateshwara during this Brahmotsavam. So you can offer the Dasha Bhairava Puja, the Kumari Puja, the Suvasini Puja, the Devi Mahatmyam Parayanam. And all of these offerings are on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. So now we'll be moving on to the further rituals of the sacred happenings, the sacred rituals from the Nithyananda Paramashiva Devalaya. So let us now get ready to witness this beautiful and sacred offerings, the sevas and rituals from the Adi Kailash Nithyananda Paramashiva Devalaya.